Hey, it's me, Wasabi, and today we have something really exciting to check out, and it's called Project X2F, and it's from Pulsar. Just so you know, this mouse that I have is currently in its beta phase, and it's called the X2F, but the final version that you'll be able to buy will be called the X4. Today's video isn't a before you buy review because this is a prototype, meaning that many things are likely to change, so this is gonna be a bit more of a feedback kind of video. Well, feedback to them, and of course, give you guys a closer look at the current state of its development. I wasn't actively following this project, this literally just popped out of nowhere for me, so my impressions are based on zero expectations, just me, a gamer reviewer who mostly uses a relaxed claw grip. But perhaps this video and my experiences with the mouse can relate better with all other grip style users who are curious about this one. My first impression when I saw this mouse was, holy shit, this looks like something straight out of a military testing facility. And when I picked it up, I immediately felt that this is the most solid carbon composite mouse I've ever held in my hand. Despite all the gaps in the build, if you compare how this feels to regular mice with solid shells, it is incredibly impressive. Then I clicked the mouse buttons and oh my god, I was so happy. This mouse from Pulsar has Huano transparent blue shell pink dot mechanical switches, and oh boy, it feels fantastic in this mouse. Now the coating is good, but for a fingertip grip style mouse, I think it could do with something grippier. On a full-size mouse, a coating like this is fine since you have the back of the mouse for support, but on the X2F, when your fingers get sweaty, maintaining a constant grip on the mouse could be tough. Now if they can't change the coating, at least I hope to see them include grip tapes in the box for the final version. Universal grip tapes would probably be the best because I think people would want to keep the weight down as low as possible. I really hope they don't replace these Huano mechanical switches with the Ray-Shot optical switches they've been using in their other mice because these just feel right. It's not light to click, but stiff enough that you don't accidentally click down on them as you maneuver and micro adjust the mouse with your fingertips, and at the same time not stiff to the point where it throws off your aim when you click down. The side buttons are long and straight with the design, which is great because they are accessible even if your thumb is positioned further up towards the front of the mouse. Plus there's a generous amount of space so you don't accidentally press on them, but they are still well within reach. Both side buttons are super well fitted in with zero wobble, minimal pre-travel, and quite a comfortable amount of post-travel. The front side button sounds and feels a lot nicer to click on than the one in the back though. You see, on the front it's a nice dampened click with good tactility and feedback, while the one in the back sounds a lot thinner and dry with the click. So the experience between the front and back side buttons are a little too distinct with how they sound and feel. It's nothing major, but I think it would be nice if the final version could make them a little more similar to each other for a more consistent user experience, especially for the price it will be going for, which I imagine would be on the higher end. The scroll wheel is smooth while having distinct steps. However, the scroll click needs a fair bit of force. Nonetheless, the thing is, because the balance between the amount of force you need to click down on the scroll wheel with the scroll resistance of this encoder, and also because the scroll wheel is a lot rounder in design and sits quite high, I find myself accidentally scrolling quite often when trying to click down. I think reducing the height using a flatter scroll wheel design like the one on the X2 Crazy Light or a lighter switch are some things that can help with this. Since this is a prototype, I can't talk too much about the tech, and some features are not accessible just yet. Testers will get more features as updates roll out because right now the focus is on gathering feedback about the shape and feel. For the final version, I guess it would be safe to assume that it will have Pulsar's latest XS1 flagship sensor, which is basically a Port 3950 along with high pulling rates up to 8000 Hz. During my time testing this mouse, I did notice occasional slowdowns. It wasn't lag or stuttering, but more like the sensor dozing off. Actually, more likely it's something to do with the connectivity because I noticed one of the lights in the receiver would reset after the slowdown occurs. And this made my time testing the mouse a bit challenging, but since it's a prototype, I'll see how future updates improve on this. And also for you guys, I wouldn't see this as something for you to be concerned about when the final version is released. There is no software with this prototype, and I think they plan to make it driverless. It might change, I don't know. Personally, I like driverless mice since you can adjust the settings directly on the mouse. But if you guys feel the need for software, then let them know on their Discord server. I won't nitpick on the weight just yet because it's already planned to be reduced. That said though, the current weight feels fantastic for how strong and well built this mouse is. For the final version, making it lighter would be the right choice considering what fingertip grip style users are using today. For reference, my hand size is 17.5 by 9. The button grooves are decent, but if they were deeper, tracking would feel even better for me. Personally, because if the mouse buttons offered a more locked in support for the index and middle fingers, it would enhance control control and maneuverability in tandem with the flat sides. For my hand size, the mouse feels almost too wide. A slightly narrower design would be nice. The lack of a hump and back half of the mouse makes this shape optimal for the fingertip grip style. However, the back corners can feel uncomfortable when it presses into the skin, especially when you use your entire thumb as an anchor. I think more of an inward curve on both sides could make it more comfortable for a wider range of users. In my opinion, it could do with a few small comfort tweaks, and this could be a banger of a fingertip grip mouse that appeals to both dedicated fingertip users and those curious to try it out. Pulsar is actively gathering feedback from X2F beta testers and the community. And I love when brands involve users in the development phase because at the end of the day, it's us, the gamers, who will be buying these things. Now, not everyone will get to test this mouse, but I encourage you to visit Pulsar's Discord server, share your thoughts, and ask any questions. But of course, just remember to be respectful and realistic because they have to consider everyone's feedback and not every request will make the cut. And I'll leave a link to the Discord server in the description below. One last tip, if you are planning to get this mouse, I highly recommend using a medium or hard density mouse pad or even a glass pad. Since the base only allows for dot skates, they tend to sink into soft and extra soft pads, causing the base to rub against the surface. When I'm tracking and holding down the left mouse button, I notice the mouse digging into my soft Type 99 and Hyperion pads. So to prepare you for the ultimate fingertip grip style experience, it would be good to plan ahead. Now, final thoughts, I freaking love the design of this mouse. It looks all business and takes itself seriously, and I think it would look amazing with two-tone color combinations. Now, even though I don't main a fingertip grip, I'm excited that there's something awesome like this for fingertip users to look forward to and something this user-friendly that people can pick up. Right now, it's already an impressive mouse, and I look forward to see what improvements they make based on everyone's feedback. Using this mouse as a daily driver, and I work 17 hours a day. I usually start my day at 5 AM. My hand feels super fatigued by lunchtime. It is a very nice mouse, and I imagine this mouse would not be cheap, and people would surely love it if they could use this as their main for sure. For now, I think bringing down the weight would be the most critical thing that needs to change. I think it's refreshing to see Pulsar, a brand of their scale, doing something like this, releasing a niche product and involving more of the community in the development phase, and not just esports pros for feedback, you know what I mean? And when this mouse finally drops, I'm definitely getting one for myself. And the last thing I want to say is that whoever worked on the design of this mouse really deserves an award. It's a gorgeous looking piece of gaming tech. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Oh, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.